Hi everybody, welcome to your Tuesday. It's just you and me. Yeah, let's get some math done. First, you're going to take out the STEAM journal. Go ahead and get it out. Now this is called blended learning, which means you get to do this one-on-one with me on a video, which means you can do this as slow or quick as you want. If it gets too slow, you speed it up. If it gets too fast, you pause it and then come back. So you're getting this out and you're going to turn to your math tab. I have my math tab open. My last thing I did was write a check. Interestingly enough, today we're going to do a new one. Table of contents, math. We're going to say 2 checks dash add big. Silly title. What a ridiculous title. But that's the title that I think would be excellent. So 2 checks, add big. This is going to be on page 8. So be sure that that is what you have in your notebook. I will take a picture of it and put it on this module for you. I'm going to go to page 8. And I'm going to title this page 8. And I'm going to make the same title. 2 checks dash add big. Again, if I go too fast for you, you can pause me until you're ready. If I go too slow, you can speed me up. 2 checks and add big. So what we're going to do today is you're going to make 2 checks. So you've got to make an outline of checks. You don't want them to be too big, but you don't want them to be too small. So I'm going to take up a decent amount of pages. A space, decent amount of space. Let's see, I did like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Mine's about 11 squares down on my grid lines. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 21, 22, 23, 24, about 24, 25 wide. So it's like 11 by 24, 25. So if that helps you, that's about how big that check is. I'm going to make the next one pretty similar. It doesn't have to be perfect. If you want it to be perfect, use your ruler, make it perfect. Now, what I know about checks, and I want to practice making a check, is for sure I have to do a pay to the order 2. So pay to, there has to be a 2. We have to know who's getting paid to. In fact, it usually even says on the check, pay to. So somebody is getting money. Somebody's getting paid. We need to write down who it's getting paid to. We also have to write down the amount that they're getting paid to. And then we have to write down the words. We're doing it in word form, and it's usually at the end it says dollars. Even here it usually has this money sign, so you don't even have to draw that. So then, of course, you're going to sign your check. There's a spot for your signature, and you could also do a memo to the memo line or a note. This is to help you know exactly what you're paying for. So I thought it'd be fun to add 2 giant cars. So add one of the cars that the car that you designed, and then think of another car and how much that car might cost. Maybe it's one of the ones your friends prototyped, and you can think like, oh, that's right, that person had that car that cost that much. So you can figure out your idea if you want to pay to and what car it's going to be. Your choice. You can even make it up. It doesn't matter. The point is that you're having 2 cars that you're now having to add together, because what if your family wanted 2 cars? What if you had enough money to buy 2 cars? Wouldn't that be crazy? So if that's true, then you'd want to be able to add it up. And we've got to know that you know how to add up big numbers. Big numbers. So big checks, big tickets. These are your cars. So you've got to be able to write that information in. So I'm going to write that in a different color. So of course I'm going to pay to Jeep, the Jeep that I chose. I think it's okay to round, but if you want an extra challenge, you can not round. So I'm going to say 57,938. I'm going to not round to make it harder. So if you want it easier, then round and have a bunch of zeros here. If you want it harder, don't round. So I have to write all that out. 50. So I don't want to write too big because I got to fit it all in. 57,000 900, so I'm gonna have to do a comma, and I'm gonna run out of room, so I'm gonna have to go down below. 938. Now you're going to have your own price here, so don't copy mine. You want to have your own. Although you could use mine for your second number if you want. This number here should be yours. So go look up yours and what it's going to be and write yours. So you deposit this, go find your check. Should be right here in this journal. In fact, it should be the very page before. Oh my gosh, it's totally on page 7. Go look at page 7, find out what you did, and that's what you should be repeating here. This is good practice for your check. You're also going to want to make sure to sign your check. No check is good without a signature. The bank will reject it. And then you can make a note. Future Jeep or sustainable Jeep, whatever you wanted to say there. Of course, on here it should have your information. So you want to have your name on the check. And you can just write Connect Academy. Normally there would be a full address there. That's not important for what we're doing today, so it's okay if you just write Connect Academy. We'll know where that check is going to go. Now there's my check. So your next idea here is you're going to write a different car. So I don't really know. I'm going to make one up. I was thinking about my son who really likes Bugattis. I have absolutely no idea how much a Bugatti costs. I would have to probably research that. I know they're ridiculous amounts of money. So for the sake of this, I'm going to say, I don't think this is even close to how much it costs, but I'm going to try. $200,000, and I'm just going to make it an even number because this is a ridiculous amount of money. It probably costs more than that. That's how crazy Bugattis are. I also noticed that I have forgotten to make my line on this check. I'm going to make it longer this time to be able to write my word form number. So I've got to be able to write 200. So you get to decide what car you want to write it on. You could use one of these, but you cannot use both of mine. 200,000, and then it already says dollars, so that was actually easier to write. This is for premium dream car for George. George is my son that likes this car. There, he's in my memo. And then of course I'm going to sign it or the bank will reject this. It has to be an accurate signature. And of course I'm going to make sure that my name is on this check. So again, if this is too fast for you, pause me and then continue on. So this should take us some time. It's just you and me doing a whole lesson together. So it should take us some time. You don't have to have any interruptions from anybody else. Nobody else is going to ask questions, although sometimes those are helpful. It's just you and me. Now, the last thing you do once you've done your 2 checks, the fun part of this is now you have to add these up. So this is super important. So this is how you finish this work. You're now going to add it up. So I'm going to be looking at this and say, okay, I have to add $57,938 to $200,000. So what I remember, and you get to use any method you want from the math that you did today or yesterday when you listen to this video. I might get out my reference folder. This is the word form that you have to write on checks. And I might also remember, oh, that's right, there was 3 ways. I could do the new groups above, I could do the new groups below, or I could do like some subtotals. So if I wanted to remember how to add up really big numbers, that's what I would use to make sure I nailed that. Now, here we go. I know that from the videos today, the Khan Academy video reminded me I have to put the big number on top. So I'm going to go ahead and write it, $200,000. And then underneath it, I'm going to write 57. I'm going to make sure my place value is correct. 57,938. There it is. So now I have to add this. I get to decide how I want to add this, but I know it is going to be addition. So, well, it's pretty easy. I might just, since there's so many zeros, I think I'm just going to, this part's easy. I'm just going to bring it down. So 938. Make sure to get my comma. Oh, cool. It's just 7 and 5. So actually, this was really easy to add. It's just adding this plus this. So this one was an easy add. Your numbers might be harder, so feel free to challenge yourself to make it harder. So this is my total. I have added it up. There it is. Circle it. Love it. Make sure I know that you can add 2 really humongous numbers together and get your place value right, and make sure your comma goes in the right place. If you forget where your place value goes, go look back in your math book and make sure you remember where your place value goes. Okay, it's a great day to be alive. When you're done with this, take a picture of this and add it to the Canvas page to this assignment. It was great working with you. You're a super mathematician. Well done.